This tutorial demonstrates how to print a group of invoices from iForgeAhead and also shows you how to track which invoices have already been sent and which still need to be sent to your clients. While you can print or email an individual invoice from the mobile side of iForgeAhead, you'll want to be on the full screen side to work with multiple invoices. You'll begin by going to the Money Matters menu and clicking Invoices. This will take you to the Invoice Lookup list, which you'll use to select the invoices to be printed. From this list, you'll use the checkbox in the left column to select the individual invoices that should be printed in this group. You can do that selecting them individually as I'm doing here, or you can use the Select All checkbox in the column header at the top. Now keep in mind that on this list you can filter the list using these controls in the Action panel. For example, if you'd like to see only invoices for a particular client, you can filter them by using this drop-down list and selecting the particular client. You can also include a date range in your filter using these controls, and you can further filter them by their statuses. For example, whether they're finalized or not, whether the invoice has been sent or not, or whether it's been paid or not. Now the sent status is of particular interest when printing invoices, so we're going to use that here and select to see only unsent invoices. Now the list will be refreshed, where the only invoices in the list have this sent column is unchecked. And we can select individual invoices here or click the Select All button. Once you've selected the invoices to be printed, you'll go back to the Action panel and use this control that allows you to perform specific actions with selected invoices. We're going to choose the Print option here at the bottom, but you'll notice that there's a reminder there that says that it only applies to finalized invoices. That means that if you've selected invoices in this list that are not finalized, such as these top 3, they will not be included because the print feature only applies to finalized invoices. We'll go ahead and select Print, which will include all the finalized invoices that we've selected. This will take us to a preview screen where we can see what the invoices look like before printing. The toolbar at the top allows you to page through the individual invoices. If we click this arrow, it will take us to the next page, page 2, which will show us the next invoice. From this toolbar, we can click the printer icon on the far left, which will send this entire list of invoices to the printer. Once you've printed the invoices, you should remember to return to the Action panel and click this link which says Mark as Sent. Clicking that will update the system to show that all the invoices in this current preview batch have been marked as sent. And the system will update you that with this message here at the bottom. Now let's learn a little bit more about that sent feature and how it will help you keep track of your printed invoices. We'll return to the invoice list by clicking this link in the Action panel. Each invoice has a status flag of whether or not it's been sent, and that is displayed in this column right here. This is what's helping you manage which invoices need to be printed and which don't. Basically, an invoice should have its sent status checked if it's been printed, or if it's been emailed, or in cases where your client pays you at the time of service and you don't need to provide a printable document. So let's look at the different ways that you should maintain this information and mark invoices as sent. We just saw one way, which is from the print preview screen. Once we've printed the invoices, we clicked the link in the action panel that updated them all to be marked as sent. Another option is when you're first creating an invoice. If that happens to be an invoice where the client has paid you at the time of service and you don't need to send them any printable document, you can indicate that right at the time that you're creating the invoice. So I've clicked Add New Invoice, and I'm starting to create a new invoice here by selecting the client. And in this screen we verified that the invoice date is correct and change the note if we'd like. And before we save it, we can click this checkbox that indicates that the invoice has been sent or does not need to be printed in the future. Once you've saved that with the green check mark, then that invoice will be flagged as sent. The third and final way that you can update whether invoices have been sent or not is from the invoice lookup list itself. Let's return there by clicking that link in the action panel. And again, working with this list and the check boxes to select individual invoices. Once you've selected a group of invoices within the list, this drop-down list includes an option that says Mark Sent. It also includes one that says Mark Unsent if you need to uncheck that box. Either one of these will perform those actions on a whole group of invoices. So now that we've selected these two invoices, we'll click Mark Sent, and that will update the system to show that those invoices have the sent status checked as true. That concludes this tutorial. Thanks very much.